Hello, grade 11s. This is part 1 of our lesson on completing the square. So completing the square is the process that you follow to turn a quadratic in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c into y equals a times x plus h squared plus k. That first format is something that we call standard form. That's what the quadratic would look like in Unit 1 when we were multiplying things out and factoring. This format, the second one, is called vertex form. And vertex form, I just realized I missed an M, is what we use when we're trying to graph by transformations. So if something is already in this format and you want to graph it, that's fantastic. But if it's in this format, it makes it a little tricky because we can't see what the transformations are. So we're going to be looking when we're completing the square at how I take something that is not in vertex form and get it into vertex form. So completing the square is a process that has a lot of steps. And in order to figure out what those steps are, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try taking something in vertex form and turn it into standard form by expanding or multiplying it out. And then we'll look at those steps that we took to multiply it out and see if we can work backwards to figure out how we would turn something that's already multiplied out into vertex form. So we are going to start by expanding y equals 2 times x plus 3 squared minus 1. So we want to multiply this out, collect up all our like terms, and see if that will help us figure out how to turn something into vertex form. All right, so I have 2 times x plus 3 squared minus 1. So when I'm working this out, I do want to follow BEDMAS, or order of operations, and I would start with brackets and exponents. So I do see that I have a bracket. I have x plus 3, but there isn't anything to do inside the bracket. We don't have any like terms. But I do also see that I have an exponent. So I am going to start with the x plus 3 squared. And normally I would multiply that out here, but I'm actually going to take that off to the side. We are going to expand it out and then put our answer back in because I think that'll be a little bit easier for us. So over here on the side, I'm going to write down x plus 3 squared. So x plus 3 squared, we learned in unit number 1, means x plus 3 times x plus 3. And it is asking me to expand, so I want to multiply that out. So I'm going to take everything in the first bracket and multiply it by the second bracket. So I'm going to start by taking x and multiplying by x plus 3. And then we're going to take plus 3 and multiply by x plus 3. From here, we're going to do some distribution. We're going to multiply x by x and x by 3, and then 3 by x and 3 by 3. So x times x, that is a secret 1x times 1x, would give me 1x squared, or in this case, I'm just going to write x squared. X times 3, or 1x times 3, would give me 3x. 3 times x, or 3 times, there's a secret 1 there, so 3 times 1x is 3x. And then 3 times 3 is 9. All right, I do see that we have some like terms in the middle. We have 3x and 3x. So the x squared does not have any like term friends. 3x plus 3x is 6x. And then the 9 is also the only one of its kind. So it just stays a 9. So x plus 3 squared is x squared plus 6x plus 9. So over here, I'm going to take out the x plus 3 squared and put in x squared plus 6x plus 9. So this is now going to be y equals 2, and then times, so I am going to use a bracket to show the multiplication, x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then we still have that minus 1. right? So all we did was we took x plus 3 squared, we figured out what that was, and then I replaced it, right? So I just took that part out and put in x squared plus 6x plus 9. All right, I still have multiplication, and then I have some subtraction. So we are going to multiply next because order of operations says that we multiply before we subtract. So I am going to multiply everything in that bracket by 2. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 6x, 2 times 6 is 12, so that's 12x. And then 2 times 9 is 18. I don't need the bracket anymore because we've multiplied by 2, which is why the bracket was there. And then I still have a subtract 1 at the very end. So I have expanded as much as I can, right? We've multiplied all of our brackets out, but now I need to simplify a little by collecting some like terms. So I am going to collect the 18 and the negative 1 because those are like terms. And unfortunately, the 2x squared and the 12x are not. So this is going to be 2x squared plus 12x plus 17. So if I take the equation that is in vertex form, I multiply out the brackets, right? We expand everything and collect up our like terms. We get that it's the same thing as 2x squared plus 12x plus 17 in standard form. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and I will see you in the next video to look at how I take this expression and turn it back into vertex form.